welcome to another episode of the Concealed Taco Dudes podcast.
Woohoo!
Yet another. It's either episode 3. Are we on 3 or 5 or 77? It could be one of those.
It might be one of those.
Or
77.
somewhere in the 77-ishes.
When I hear
But
77, I think of 223 bullets weighing 77 grains.
Yeah, it's almost like you're a reloader, huh?
Yeah, maybe a little. So today we have me, Taco. I'm back from the dead. Carl.
Yeah, my internet's working now. Thanks for the whole city going down.
Jason with Concealment Solutions, all of us were out last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
In various arrays of discomfort and malady.
Well, and
Yeah.
Taco and I had the same problem. Our dishwasher's broke, and his was worse than mine. His leaked all over. We caught ours.
Oddly enough, they were the same brand.
Yeah, same brand. Nobody buy
year.
a GE dishwasher. They suck.
That's right. And they're only a year apart, aren't they?
It is something like a year or two, something like
Yeah.
that. But
So there you go.
Here I am with the plague, got COVID in my house, and I'm like running a fever, and I'm ripping up the kitchen floor, trying to dry out because we had rain coming down from the ceiling downstairs. So
Because
that was like
dishwasher was leaking.
Yeah, the dishwasher exploded or something. I don't know. It is horrible.
Stinks.
And life, let me tell you, 2021 has sure started with a bang, but like not the good bang.
The bad bang.
A bad bang. So we're glad to be here today, all of us, healthy and strong. And Jason is his butt's feeling a little bit better, probably.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
I went through my very first ever colonoscopy. But I can tell you,
You saved pictures, right?
that bidet is worth its weight in gold. It gets 2 thumbs up. It got a workout.
Well, you can do the Andre the Giant version of a bidet.
What's that?
Just a bathtub.
Oh.
Get the shower head.
No.
Yeah, he couldn't fit on a regular toilet. You had to use the bathtub and just run the shower to.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, nasty.
That's no good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been in and out of doctors' offices and hospitals more than I have my entire life in the last 6 weeks. And I have one more appointment. Not because there's anything wrong with me, because they want to make sure there's nothing wrong with me.
Oh, there's something wrong.
Oh, I'm sure. They'll find something. They keep poking at me. They'll find something.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's jump into some sponsors.
All right. Let's hit NOE first.
Why don't we? Even though we're not at the NOE studios.
The studio is still standing over there.
It's lonely and I miss it.
I know. I miss meeting in person.
And I have a bullet mold down there waiting for me.
What did you get?
The 22 hollow point slug for my air gun.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
You'll have to bring it over and we'll have to do some casting with that thing.
Yeah. Al actually, he even offered, hey, I've got this casting room. Come down and use it whenever you want. I'll teach you everything you need to know.
Oh,
not that you
nice.
can't either.
Yeah, no.
But now I've got 2 options.
Yeah, well, one of them is sure a lot more cozy and warm than the other one.
True. That is
we have
true.
to do it in my garage with the garage door open and, depending on the weather.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get over there to grab it and get some instruction.
NOEbulletmolds.com. Finest bullet molds out there and reloading gear and a good way to save on dealing stuff when they have it in stock.
Yeah.
Use coupon code FLT001 and it'll save you 10%.
Yep. Let's jump on to Black Ice Coatings.
BlackIceCoatings.com.
Follow them on Instagram. You won't appreciate what they're doing unless you follow them and see the amazing hydro dipping, Cerakoting, Teflon coating, all that stuff. Check them out and when you see Black Ice is a little bit different because it's not like you get on their website and place an order like our other sponsors. So you've got to email or call Lee down there and make arrangements to have your pistol or your rifle or your bolt carrier group or whatever sent in to him and get the ball rolling that way. But when you do that, make sure you mention the podcast and Slickery.
Coupon code SLICKERY.
Use Slickery and Lee will take care of you extra special.
Yeah.
So check them out. How about Tackware? Tackware.com. titanium stuff, gadgets and gizmos and everyday carry gear,
And
flashlights,
yeah.
tactical aprons. If you have somebody that you need a gift for that is a gun person, just go to tackword.com, use the code TACO10, and you'll save a few bucks and you'll get them something that they'll think is really cool and unique.
Yep.
Are we gonna should we just hit everybody and just get it
real
done
fast
with?
though. Since
Utah
Mark is
Airguns.
gone, let's hit Mark, like mag
Okay.
holder. But since he's gone, then he gets a short one. So magholder.com.
He said he'd be here.
Use the code get in the van. Get in the van. I have candy, and you actually save a ton.
Yeah.
At magholder.com. Find us horizontal mag carriers out there. Utah Airguns, utahairguns.com. If you don't own an air gun right now, you are crazy, because you can still shoot super cheap as much as you want right now if you have an air gun. So go check out Utah Airguns at utahairguns.com. Use the code AIRCANDY, and you'll get free shipping and turret stickers for your scope.
I love that. I still love that, air candy.
Yeah.
Concealment
Solutions at concealmentsolutions.com. I have been in a fit with knives lately. Like, I'm constantly searching knives on the internet, looking for the next bushcrafting knife or everyday carry knife. I just get in these moods, and I've been craving some knife sheaths to build, because I love building knife sheaths. And actually, Carl, your brother-in-law, and Taco, your buddy Bruce, brought me two knives.
A lot of stuff.
He placed a huge order, which was awesome. I'm so excited to work on this stuff. I actually went in on Saturday, went in this morning, because he brought me a K-bar kukri. It's got a big, it's a goofy shaped knife. It's got a thin belly and a broad end, hard to build a sheath for. I sliced my finger open on his kukri. Like, that was this morning, so it's been like 10 plus hours. It's still bleeding.
Nice. So, nice. Bruce, if you're listening, you now have Jason's DNA, and you can clone him.
And I'm charging you double. Anyway, check out Concealment Solutions at concealmentsolutions.com. If there is something you want made out of Kydex, I can probably do it. Use the code SHOWMETHECANDY, and you'll save 15% off your order. That's it. We're done with sponsors. Let's move on.
All right. Carl, you have a news article for us. Self-defense in the news.
This one happened in, I believe it was New Orleans. That's how they say it. I was going to say New Orleans, but it's New Orleans. In this one, St. Tammany Sheriff's deputies are investigating a double homicide in Lacombe in which 2 of 4 of the armed intruders, and that's the freaky part here, were killed. They were both, 2 of them were, out of the 4 were killed. The homeowner's 4-year-old daughter was also struck by a bullet in the crossfire.
Oh, geez.
That's the scary, and again, we're talking about a crossfire. So they're shooting back at the homeowner.
Full out gunfight.
Yeah, if not the ones that started it. It's a tight-knit community on Palmer Drive. Everyone stop by, say hi, where everyone is either related or has known each other for many years, and many are stunned by what happened here on just this last Tuesday.
This is West Virginia, right?
Everyone's related.
Says police say 4 armed intruders entered the home at the end of Palmer Drive. Again, stop by at around 10 a.m. This is in the morning, not at night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all 4 wound up being shot by the homeowner.
Good
nice.
So that's where you get that training, being ready, being prepared, right? Leaving 2 of them dead. The St. Tammany Coroner's Office has identified the deceased as We Don't Care, and also Don't Care number 2.
Piece of crap 1 and piece of crap 2.
It does name them and stuff, but no one cares. That's what happens when you want to rob someone's home at gunpoint. But the 4-year-old daughter, like I said before, was apparently struck. It says relatives are saying that the homeowner may have been pistol whipped by these attackers before he fired at the intruders. Huh. But I mean, dude, you're outnumbered like that. But look at what happens when you're ready and you have a firearm.
Does it matter if they are armed or not if you have 4 people forcibly entering your home?
Well, no, apparently he's able to do something because that castle kind of helps with that defending it as well. Where
right,
what is it? Anciently, you had to at least double at least, what was it, double to triple the amount of attackers on a castle just to make it worth it. If not, you're not going to make it.
Just to give you a chance.
Yeah. Now, well, here's the funny thing too is, right, a lot of the anti-gun people will argue. They say, well, what are you going to be able to do if these burglars come in or these robbers come in and there's 5 of them? You're not going to be able to do anything.
This guy
it's like,
did.
Want to bet?
Yeah.
This is evidence right here. And this is also a reason why we need more than, 7-round capacity magazines.
Yep.
Right.
Now, I have to jump in and say this. Family members say they are relieved that the 4-year-old girl is in the home, was operated on, and she's expected to be okay.
Well,
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's at least there's that. And the homeowner is also expected to be okay too.
That's good. It's always nice when the good guy wins,
Yeah.
And it sounds like he probably had his gun on his person.
Yeah. Sounds like.
Don't know.
Sounds like.
You don't know for sure, but it would probably be difficult to retrieve a firearm with 4 people pistol whipping you and entering your home together. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're not releasing more yet.
And there's a gun around every corner.
Yeah. They're not releasing more yet, just because they're still investigating more, and they'll release more as it comes. But still, that's one of those holy crap ones.
So all 4 intruders were shot, and 2 of them were killed.
Yep.
That's a good result.
Awesome. That's a good result. So that's good.
Cool. Right on. You have some listener feedback for us.
I do.
Taco?
We're going to try and blast through this listener feedback because there's quite a bit. Since we have been missing in action for, I guess, a little bit. Then
I just want to say, in the year and a half that we've been doing this show, that's the first week we missed.
Yeah, we've only missed 1 week.
1 week. We have released stuff late on a few occasions, but we've never missed an entire week. So quit your crying. It's free anyway.
All right. Okay, here we go. This first one is from John. He says, "Hello, concealed taco dudes. I love listening to your podcast. They make me feel like I'm hanging with the guys after a good day on the range. Please keep up the good work." And then he says, "Jason asked a little while ago now about a recommendation for a pocket knife. I love my Benchmade Mini Barrage." So,
okay.
I've never seen that.
I'll look that up. I'm actually ordering a new Benchmade, but it's a fixed blade. I haven't found a Benchmade folder that I really love. There's just other stuff I like better, and it's usually cheaper too. So
yeah. So he says
I'll check out the Barrage.
Yeah, he says the assisted opening is phenomenal and locks securely open. It has a wicked edge that I have had to only touch up a few times in the past 2 years. It is the most I have ever spent on a knife, and it was totally worth it.
Yeah, and that's why you buy a Benchmade, is because you don't have to sit there and constantly sharpen them.
Yeah, I have heard that Benchmades are great for retaining an edge. They do cost so much, though, man. They're expensive.
Depending on what you're looking at, but there's, Yeah.
Anyways, he says, "I also have a topic request. I'm in a debate with myself about the SIG P365 and the Springfield Hellcat. I've heard that Jason loved his 365 and that Mark has a Hellcat. Mark doesn't have it anymore. I'd love to hear.
Never shot it, but I did.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on these 2 pistols. Happy New Year, and keep your powder or candy dry. Thanks." So I will say, my vote real fast is the 365.
Yeah.
I've shot both. I like the 365 better.
Yeah.
When they become in stock and cheaper again, I'm going to buy one.
Yeah. So, and I've shot both as well. And going into it, I really did not want to like the Hellcat. I went into it with a total bias, so I'm being totally straight with you. But I could not find anything wrong with the Hellcat. It's a great gun. The fact that you get one more round in it than the 365 doesn't matter even a little bit to me. It's who cares? It's one round.
To me, the 365 felt better in my hands, and I shot it better. I was amazed at the 365 how well I shot it for being
for how small it is.
Yeah, the same category as the single stack 9mm small handguns.
Yeah.
And it's also one of the ones I regret not getting.
Yeah.
Jason and I were just talking about this yesterday, and it's the one I regret. And now I want one. and I can't find one, or at least for under $700.
I was going to say, I know where you can find one.
Yeah, I'm not paying $700. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we got another one from.
Yeah, the just to wrap it up, the 365 feels better in the hand, and I think the trigger's a little bit nicer. But if you're a Springfield fan, you will absolutely love the Hellcat.
Yeah. Okay. So Trucker Dale writes in and he says, "Hey guys, love the show. I'm a new dad at 40. My question is, when did you guys talk to your children about guns and reloading? How did you go about it? Thank you. Your show helps keep me sane while I drive a semi to California from Arizona every night." So each of us is going to have a different answer on that. I'll just say what I've done and what has worked for me. But for me, I am very atypical. So my kids got their first rifle when they turned 4, and they just got, one of them got a Cricket 22. The other 2 girls got Savage Rascals, and then my son got like a M&P 1522. And I will say I do have safes, and I do keep those guns in the safes. But me buying them guns that early, we've always been like a gun family in my direct family, and we made it a point to talk about it, not every week, but pretty close to that, about gun safety, kind of like the Eddie Eagle type stuff that they teach in those little coloring books. But those principles we talk about. And then we also, since they had their own guns and I would take them shooting, they, starting out when they're 4, they just sit on my lap and I work the action, and then they pull the trigger. I kind of aim for them. But as they get a little bit older, they learn how to, work the action, and then they learn how to aim better and all that stuff. But having them exposed to it on a constant basis, there's no curiosity with guns. And so there's no draw to like, hey, what is that? Hey, can I touch it? It's just like, oh, guns, we go shooting. If I want to go shooting, I tell dad and then we go. So that's how we've done it in my family. But, your guys' families are probably different.
Mine was kind of similar too, where especially as they were young, because we started Gun Dudes podcast, and they were younger. I mean, it's been over 10 years ago since we started that, but it was nice in that we were able to teach them, and we would even do tests. Stan would help me do it. Hey, let's try this, where you set a gun out, and because we talked them through it, what do we do if there was a gun left out on the counter? And that's what we did on purpose. We didn't leave them out on the counter, on accident before, but it was fun to do that. And then just watch them go, "Dad, you got a gun out here," or "Mom, Dad left a gun here." They don't go grab it, and we're hiding around the corner like, "Good job, there you go." A little test, It's unloaded, obviously. There's not even a magazine in it, but still, we taught them early on, and then we would take them shooting so they could see what it does, which takes the oh, look, what is this new shiny thing? It takes all that out of it. And once that curiosity's out of it, why wouldn't you take them shooting? If they see you with it and you never show them the gun or let them handle it, let them shoot with you, that's the biggest thing. Let them shoot with you. Then they're always going to have that curiosity. You eliminate that. And like you said, Taco, we always had the gun safes. You have to have a gun safe, a way to lock it up, because there is that just in case.
Yeah, and you can't just assume like, oh, my kids are good, I'm gonna leave guns everywhere.
Sorry, all kids are stupid. They just are at one time or another. All kids are stupid. If you think of that, then you can proceed from there.
And what worries me more about my kids getting into my stuff is their friends coming over and not having the same education and having that curiosity and doing something stupid. But so I like you guys. I mean, the very first gun I brought home, it came home with a handgun safe. It's a cheap handgun safe that anybody could probably break into with a screwdriver, but it's just there to keep honest people honest, like they say, and just to keep my kids or their friends out of it. I have other safes now that are much more secure, but yeah.
But your kids learned young, though. Your kids did learn young, like ours did. It was they're 4 or 5 years old, and they already know the process. Yep, don't touch that, or tell mom and dad.
Yeah, and so yeah, we started them. I mean, my oldest is 25, and my youngest is 11 now. So I had older kids when I started getting into all of this, but I had little kids as well. But we would have family lessons. And at least one point in time, I had a neighbor friend come over who was a police officer with his kids. And we had our guns sitting out, and we talked about them. We showed them how everything worked. We taught them the safety protocol, what to do if you find one, at the playground, at school, and all that kind of stuff. And like you said, it takes the excitement out of it as far as the mystery. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's just what that is. And I think also taking them shooting, it's important, in my opinion, when you take them shooting, to not just shoot paper targets. Yeah. You need to shoot something that gets ruined. You need to fill some jugs up and shoot them so they can see what a gun can do, and that gives them a respect for it. They go, okay.
Shooting cantaloupe or watermelon is kind of awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and it gives them an understanding of what it does, what it's capable of, and why we are going to be safe with them.
The other thing it does is practice. When you take your kids shooting and take them, semi-often, then you're giving them practice, because they're not going to be perfect. You can talk about it all you want, but their hand will go on, the handle of the gun, and their finger will go in the trigger guard, like for the first however many times. You just gently remind them, keep your finger off the trigger till you're ready to shoot. And it's that constant reminder that gets.
Why did you raise the back of your hand when you said gently remind them? You're holding the back of your hand up and just saying, and gently remind them.
Gently slap.
Gently remind the back of their head that.
Yeah, but it's that practice, because they're not going to be perfect at the beginning, but now I trust my son just as good as I trust a lot of my shooting buddies.
Right.
And he's only 13 right now, so
yeah,
it's practice and repetitive, reminders and stuff like that. So
exactly. Cool.
And now we have another one from Kevin C. And he says, Kevin C. He says, hey guys, I learned, this is talking about what we learned from 2020.
Oh yeah.
In the other episode, even though I have an ammo bin or two of each caliber, I want a bigger stash of 9 and 5.56 for the year-long ammo shortages we have.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
I hope you're going to reload it, because that's about your only chance, it seems like.
Yeah, and another thing to note about that is, a lot of people say, I have 1,000 rounds of this, 1,000 rounds of this, 1,000 rounds of everything I shoot. And then my question is, do you shoot that precision rifle as much as your Glock handgun?
Yeah.
Do you shoot hundreds of rounds through it? If that's not the case, you may have 5,000 rounds of 9mm and then 800 rounds of the precision rifle rounds, something like that. It just depends what you shoot the most. You'll want to have the most of in stock.
And it's interesting. 1,000 rounds sounds like a lot, but if
it's not.
It's not. If you shoot a fair amount, you're going to burn through 1,000 rounds in a heartbeat. I talked to, especially recently, some of my customers that are 3-gun shooters.
Oh, yeah.
And they're super frustrated because they can't find ammo. These are guys that are used to buying, at least one guy, he'll buy a pallet of ammo. That's how much he goes through. And, another one, he's like, if I don't have
Are you talking about Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was talking to me. He's looking for bullets because, for his 3-gun, you have to know the trajectory and stuff. And so you can't be buying 100 of these types of bullets and 100 of these.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of the same bullet weight, everything.
Or it'll throw your game off.
Yeah. And so
and I had another customer that he was saying, if I get below 5,000 rounds of any one caliber that I shoot, he's like, I get nervous. That's not enough, because these guys are shooting it all. They're not buying it and sitting on it like a lot of people are right now. And that's where they're getting frustrated. He's like, these guys are buying it and just sitting on it. I need to buy it so I can shoot it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. He also says, I want to keep a several month supply of TP, paper towels, hand sanitizer, and various soaps for dishes, hair, teeth, and body.
Good.
And we kind of talked about that in the previous episode too, where even if you have the crappy AIM toothpaste, generic whatever toothpaste, it's going to be way better than charcoal and baking soda.
the giant tubes of AIM at NPS are now 50 cents a piece.
Oh, geez. I should just buy like a big tub of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Just to have on hand.
That was one of the things I learned with all of this is like, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, dish soap.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the stuff that gets overlooked because we don't view it as critical till you don't have it. And then it's like important.
Yeah. He also says, COVID is real, but people overreact on both sides of the spectrum. Governors killing small businesses and extreme conservatives refusing to wear masks. And Arizona is warmer than Minnesota. Obviously.
Really?
But I knew that. Enjoying our 4th winter near Phoenix, but we have to duplicate lots of stuff like gun safe, ammo stash, long guns and pistols, mountain bikes, etc. Keep up the great podcast, including an occasional story time. So,
another
must have liked your story time. All right, we have another one from Sid P. His name is Siddhartha or something like that. But Sid P. All this talk about cleaning your suppressors and y'all ain't getting the baffles Teflon coated by black ice coatings? ! Question mark.
He makes a very valid point.
I responded to him and I said I did have some of them Teflon coated and I'm just kind of testing it out and stuff. But I don't shoot very much 22 ammo and that's what I got coated. I need to get like maybe a handgun suppressor coated.
Yeah.
And so I can get more feedback from that, or you need to get me to go out shooting 22s because I just don't shoot them like often. So
right.
All right, Randy G writes in and he says, hey, concealed taco holder dudes, wow, episode 74 was a refreshing break from the what did Taco do with guns this week show. Now what I take from that phrase is that you need to do some more what you did with guns, Jason and Mark. But he says, thanks for mixing it up. I have a Jeep Wrangler and I was very interested to hear about bug out vehicles and the recommended gear. I was glad to hear Kyle talk about the Matrix boards. I've been on the fence about getting those. And now I think I'll be adding them to my recovery gear. What are those?
Max Trax recovery boards. It's basically 36 to 48 inch long, about as wide as your tire, rigid plastic board that is smooth on one side and super pimply and grippy on the other side.
Is that for you if you get stuck?
Yeah, if you get stuck in the sand or in the mud, you kind of shove that down under the tires and you can drive out of it. You can also use them kind of as a shovel and stuff like that. But that's one of the things on my list as well. Super important piece of gear. And Kyle even said that he has used those to get out of sticky situations more than a winch.
Oh, cool. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I was going to say I've had my fair share of moments getting stuck and other people getting stuck. So that might be, I'll have to take a look at those.
It's something worth looking at, even if you're, running around in a Subaru or something like that, and just having them strapped to the roof rack or something when you go camping or something like that, just in case.
Yeah, he says, this show was really informative. While I was listening, I made a list of all the gear Kyle talked about. Thanks for covering the topic. Switching gears, I think it was episode 73 or 72 where Jason asked for feedback regarding EDC knives. I carry 3 knives. The one I clipped to my pocket is the Cricut Squid. It's small. Do you know that knife?
That's what's in my pocket right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He says it's small. It doesn't scare the snowflakes when they see it. And it's a workhorse. It's my go-to blade for all types of small jobs.
Yeah.
I have a Cold Steel Recon 1 with a 4-inch blade in my cargo pocket. It's there because I like it. It never gets used, but it makes me happy. And if I ever need to use a knife in self-defense, it can do the job.
There you go.
The third knife is the blade on my Leatherman Juice S2.
Okay.
Much smaller than the Wave that you said you would never carry. And the blade is on the outside, so you don't have to open the pliers to get to it.
Right. It's easier.
Hope this helps.
Access.
Thanks for the show. Looking forward to something epic for episode number 100. Yeah, we'll have to think about
we still got some time.
I don't know, man. 2021
it'll come up quick.
Fast. Yeah. And then the last listener feedback we got is from Mr. T, the other one.
I pity the fool.
And he says, hey, dudes and Carl. Hey, love the show. Been listening since the days of advocating the slaughter unicorns for holster leather. Just had a suggestion for Taco. Have you looked into posting your educational videos on lbry.tv? It's like YouTube minus the I am your overlord bit. Check it out. So I actually did check it out, and I do have my library of YouTube videos posted there. They're backed up on the lbry.tv. So the one, I can't remember if I told you, but I did end up getting that one live stream where I was showing casting from like ingot to powder coated bullet. That live stream I did got me, well, they deleted it and it got me a channel strike. And, you know, you get 3 channel strikes and they delete your channel. So,
wow.
So that is still viewable on the lbry.tv site. And I've actually had some people have questions about casting. And I said, if you want a good, decent overview of, you know, casting, I do a lot of talking in that and talking and showing during that live chat. So
yeah.
You could go check that out. Just look up Full.Lead.Taco on lbry.tv.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for listener feedback.
Let's jump into our topic for this week's episode. We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions and goals.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Let's do it round robin. So we'll go around. Everyone does one goal and then, you know, till we're done or whatever.
Okay. Taco, you start.
All right. So I've really enjoyed the 5 net new guns goal. It's kept me in check and my wife has appreciated it. So I was going to change it, keep the same goal, but alter it a little bit. So it's going to be 6 net new guns, but it includes air guns.
Wow. That's no fun.
So it makes me think more about when I do get one, if it's, you know, worth giving something up.
So I think you should up it even more and just say anything with a trigger.
No.
Come on.
What else has a trigger that
crossbow?
Ooh, I should get a crossbow this year.
We all want a crossbow.
With one of those like see if you could do like fishing, like bow hunting, but with a crossbow.
Okay, so you're doing net 6.
Net 6. Yeah, that's my goal.
Including air guns this year.
Including air guns. Because the air gun was kind of a little...
That was a loophole.
A loophole before. So I think that'll be a good one for me. And it'll cause me to, you know, think about things. Because if I buy a new one, it means I'll have to get rid of an old one after, you know, I get a couple. So
Right. Okay.
Carl.
Okay, mine is I actually want to try a new type of shooting. Like, for example, long distance, not shooting rifles, long distance shooting, or you know, just like a new endeavor is what I'm talking about.
Okay. A new discipline.
A new discipline. It's something to change it up. But even sporting clays. I'm talking to guys out here that are going, yeah, we do sporting clays.
That's something I've been interested in getting into.
Yeah, it is fun. I've done it before.
Yeah,
I've done it before, and only had the opportunity to do it just like once or twice even, and I loved it. It was a blast. I didn't even have the right shotgun for it, and it was a blast. But I want to try whatever it is, something new in shooting.
Okay, that's fair. So mine are probably going to be a little bit different from what you guys are throwing up. I have been binge watching the TV show Alone.
Oh, geez. That was like the best show ever.
You got me on that.
I did.
Jason, I'm almost done with season 1, and you told me about it. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah, late in the It was like 4:00 yesterday.
I'm halfway done through season 1 already, and I've been busy. So that's how much I like it.
Yeah. So
my kids and I all watch that.
Yeah.
But we've watched all the seasons, all the episodes, so there's nothing for us to watch right now.
Yeah. It's awesome. So I'm more prepper focused right now. And so, but the first thing that's on my mind, and this doesn't have anything to do with Alone, oddly enough, but I want to get my Forerunner set up for my bug out vehicle. So
completed? Is that your goal for the year?
Completed.
Completed.
It needs to be lifted a little bit, new tires. It needs a roof rack on it.
Dude, that's going to cost you a fortune. You're not going to be buying any guns for this whole year.
That's not true. I'm halfway there with the lift kit already and suspension.
I sense a challenge right there.
But anyway, I just want to have it set up the way I want it to, at least not superficially, but the basics. It'll probably be one of those things that I'm always tweaking on and fine tuning. But one thing that I did do recently for it, here's a hot tip for you. So I bought a couple of totes that one has like tools and recovery gear and stuff like that, and the other one has basically like my bug out stuff. It's got a change of clothes and it's got a stove and some knives and an axe and stuff like that in it. But what drives me nuts is having them sliding around all the time in the back of the thing. So I cut out little dots of the rough side of Velcro, put one in each corner, and it's a little 1-inch circle. It's enough that it sticks it down, but it's still easy to lift up and pull out when you need to.
Nice.
But they don't roll around.
I have like bungee cords wrapped around my bin.
Yeah.
But
Try a little bit of Velcro. Anyway, so that's my first one is get the Forerunner where I want it.
All right, Carl.
Well, I'm going to have to go with, and I've been thinking a lot about it since we did it. It's been a while, but kind of getting my shooting skills locked in, not just going out and practicing more, but which is another one, but another training type of class, taking more classes. Like, it doesn't have to be the week-long ones, even a weekend training class.
What I was going to say you should do is decide on the discipline you want to focus on and then take training in that discipline. So if you're going to get into long-range shooting, sign up for like a long-range shooting class.
See, and I didn't think about that. That's a good point. I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking and my number 3 will explain the other part of what my thinking is, but that's actually pretty good. That might be the way to go.
All right. So my number 2 is to have a complete rifle and fire my first rounds in the Wildcat cartridge that I've been working on. So
nice.
That means I need to get the barrels built and the reloading dies built and all that stuff. And I'm heavily depending on one of my buddies, Kenny from the Eagle Eye Shooting channel, but that guy's super sharp. And so we're trying to get the design finalized and then some dies made for the 35 Taco Teeny cartridge.
Wow.
Taco Teeny is still.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yep.
So directly related to watching so much alone, I want to get competent at fire starting without matches. So
I've got some stuff on that might help.
Yeah. I have a lot of stuff like that too. And I can start fires with a ferro rod fairly easily.
No,
but
I'm talking
not in every
flint rock.
situation.
I'm talking about a piece of flint and steel. I got a buddy that's a mountain man.
Yeah.
He still does it, and he's like, here, you need to do this. He gave me the stuff. I've got all. He's the one that taught me, and it is the most fun. I think. I don't know. I've always enjoyed it, but to do it with a flint and steel. Not a ferro rod.
My brother's got the same setup. Yeah. So
it's pretty fun.
So one of my goals, to get to where I'm comfortable starting a fire with a ferro rod in whatever situation. And I want to start a fire at least once using a bow drill.
I was going to ask.
I've watched people do that on that other show, the Naked and Afraid or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They use like more primitive fire starting stuff.
Right.
And man, I want to learn how to do that also. Maybe we'll have to have a get together where we all get a bow drill and try and make this fire.
The hard part with that, because I've done that and I hated it. I hate it. The bow drill sucks. I'd rather pee in a plastic bag and try to magnify the sun through that. I mean, that's how, at least for me, that was difficult. But there's you watch that that show Alone. Yeah, these guys are up where it's very wet and they can't even do it with a ferro rod. They're struggling with a ferro rod.
Yeah. Wait till season 2, Carl.
Oh, is it a different location?
They do different
same location.
Okay.
Season 2 is the same location, but there are going to be some people that impress you.
Okay. I'm impressed with the young kids so far where I'm at.
They're all anybody that's been on that show that lasts more than a few days. I am impressed with.
I have noticed that the one thing that sucks that got people out quicker than anything else was the wild animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a mountain lion. I ain't messing with the mountain lion. Or the guy gets charged by a bear. You're like, yep, I'm out. That's it. Uncle.
I ain't gonna die over this.
Yeah. I yield. That's all it takes.
Okay, Carl, what's your next one?
Oh, well, mine's kind of interesting because I've always, a lot of people don't know this, but I've had like 5 shoulder surgeries. The last 3 were major. I've always had problems with it. So it limits what I can do.
You only have 2 shoulders.
Yeah, I know. No, that's the birth defect part there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but it's, I was told by my surgeon, he goes, you'll never lift anything above your head again, ever. Like anything above 10 pounds, you'll never be able to do again. And so I've kind of taken this last year, especially during the whole COVID thing. I was like, you know what, this is bull crap, but you can do this. And I watched how old people are getting into shape. People that can't even walk, they're using a walker. They start them deadlifting.
Is this Stan that you've been watching?
Yeah. Yes.
You've been watching Stan get stronger.
Poor guy. Well, but
lifting himself into the truck.
We live in a small box, and it just makes it harder. So I've been really focusing on getting the body back into it, and I gotta say it helps. And I'm applying this to shooting. What if you get attacked? What if there's multiple attackers? Can you fight them off? Yeah, we all think that we're tough like we were in high school, but as you get older, can you still do it? So
Some of us weren't tough in high school.
Yeah, well, I've really been dumping my focus into this, and I was like, you know what? They told me I can't do it, and bull crap, So I can overhead press 3-4 times without pain. So I've got that. Now I'm like, okay, I've got to get into cardio shape where, I want to be able to lift a whole person above my head, because for some reason you want to body slam them if you're going to get attacked. But
are you practicing on Stan?
I said just a regular person,
a regular sized person.
But it's that getting in shape for anything that does happen.
Well,
that's kind of the thing.
You only have to lift them 4 feet to get them over your head, right?
Well, that's what's interesting. What's interesting is even for a while there, even just holding a pistol out in front of you was hard. Like I could do it, and then it would just start to ache. I was like, oh man, it just starts to hurt after a bit. And a whole shooting competition or whatever, yeah, I'm dead by the end. Yeah. So now I've just kind of changed everything around. So now that's no problem. But it's the physical fitness part of it, not just because, I want to be stronger or whatever. I want to be able to do the regular stuff. And what about fight off attackers? So I'm getting a little bit back into wrestling again with the little time I have, but just getting that physical fitness up to do all this stuff.
Well, I think that's super important. Just all the people that are in the prepping world, you look at you look at some of these guys and they're talking, we're going to bug out, we're going to do this. And it's like, dude, you're 200 pounds overweight.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you going to hike to anywhere?
Now, and I understand there's different body types. And I know people that are very overweight that can run circles around me hiking them through the mountains. And so I get that. But yeah. Yeah. So and there's super skinny guys that can't carry their own weight 10 miles.
You know what? It's the Zombieland approach. And I love that movie, Zombieland. Yeah. But it has a great point. Cardio. If you can't outrun those zombies, it'll get those guys that can't do it. First, and then give you a chance to go. But it's physical fitness. It should be part of what we do to be able to handle any of the other things. Really, I could fight one person, sure. And I still mess around with one person, and after 30 seconds, then I'm dead. If I can get to that 30-second mark, I can tear it up. And then after that, fall apart, dead, lying on the ground, throwing up or whatever,
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to get past.
Yeah, nice. I was going to say physical fitness is really important. I had a physical fitness goal last year because I just felt weak. You have to fight for it a lot harder once you get 40 and up.
Yep.
It seems like your body wants to be weak. And so I felt like
50.
Yeah. So I felt like I was just getting weaker. And so I had a goal to do push-ups every single day. And so I got to the point where, I didn't miss a day of push-ups last year.
Wow.
Even when I was camping, I'd hurry and, in my sleeping bag, I'd hurry and rattle off like 75 push-ups or whatever. And that would make me nice and toasty. But yeah. So
I will say I have noticed a difference. I know you guys are looking at the video going, that's a specimen of a man there. And I agree. I agree. But no, I've noticed a huge difference. I feel better. I sleep great now. I mean, I'm the night shift guy. I switched when I come home on the weekends. I'm the day shift guy, or I'm back on a day shift to do. You got to do the family stuff, church stuff, all that, and I'm fine. I feel great. I don't need. I don't drink energy drinks. I quit those. So
Good.
I'm able
Those
to
are
stay awake and do
horrible.
all that while not using the caffeine crap.
no, that's good. That's
Good job.
super good. So
Okay,
So I
Taco,
think that's a
you're
big
up.
all right, my third one is to teach 10 new people to cast or reload. So
Ooh, that's
like-
perfect for my next one.
So I kind of have this open offer to, all my buddies and stuff. And, a lot of the employees at the local gun shop, I just extend it, hey, if you ever want to learn how to reload, whatever, I'm always open to help you. You can use my equipment or yours. You can buy equipment, bring it over. I'll help you set it up, dial in your dies, all that stuff. And so this year I want to focus on teaching 10 people how to cast or reload.
Cool. Well, my next one is to start casting and actually use my reloading equipment that I have that has been set up forever and actually run the machine.
Yeah, because you've had that a long time.
I've had it a very long.
Even touching the handle.
Yeah. So that's my next one.
That's interesting. Mine is similar to that one, Jason. Because you guys see all the plastic behind me. I know the listeners can't, but almost done with that reloading area. It's not a room; it's an area. But I'm excited for that. I'm gonna go get the drywall for this side of the wall, which my shelf will attach to, or the reloading bench attaches to.
It's a nook. You're building a reloading nook.
It is, but I'll take it. And my this year's resolution on this, which I was going to talk to Taco about this later, is I want to get into casting. Because all this stuff's nice, but I'm out here, middle of nowhere. I don't mind cooking lead. Now, if I understand, you only sip it. You don't eat it, but you can sip it to test it.
You have to blow on it first.
Yeah. It's like porridge. You just kind of just sample, little sample.
It's all about portion control, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Portion control.
And I will throw this out there. If you do, get into casting, or if you do a lot of indoor shooting, you should get your blood lead levels checked at your annual physical every year.
Oh, really?
It's just a good idea. And it's funny because my levels always turn up like regular, normal. But, for how much lead I cook, it's, well, you'd think that it'd be higher, but you just take the precautions. Don't eat while you're casting. And then, but I do think that if you
or have plenty of ventilation.
Yes, exactly.
I remember Gail Pepin talking to us about that, and you're always wiping your hands off with those D-lead wipes and that kind of stuff. Always, and don't snack while you're doing it, and take it. Just all those precautions.
Yeah, don't be lazy about that kind of stuff, and you won't grow any third toes, whatever. third pinkies, big toes, whatever.
I think you have more lead exposure than you think if you're worried about a third toe.
Third big toe. Yeah.
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
Yeah. So
nice. Cool. Okay.
My last one is I want to put first aid kits and fire extinguishers in each of my vehicles.
There you go.
There you go.
I have some that I just kind of rotate between the different vehicles depending on what we're doing, like camping or whatever. I want to have a good, decent first aid kit and fire extinguisher in each vehicle. So I
learned today that I need a decent first aid kit at my shop. I had to retrieve mine from my car while I was bleeding.
You should have one hanging on your wall, man.
Right. Yeah. I have a box of Band-Aids. That's all I've ever needed. This required a little bit more than that.
A little bit of that, just to drop a new skin, and you're fine.
Yeah,
maybe Jason does need to grow that extra toe, or finger.
Let's worry about the finger first. My last one is shoot air guns more.
Yeah,
and that's just naturally going to happen because the other stuff is going to be far more expensive. But yeah, just take more time.
I hope the COVID stuff kind of clears up soon, and then we can. If I feel like I shoot my air guns a ton in the summer, and then in the winter time I shoot my real guns way more. And I don't know why, but
I wonder, do you think does the cold weather affect the performance on the air guns as far as the capacity and accuracy and stuff like that?
it probably affects it somewhat.
I would think it would a little bit.
Because cold air is different than hot air.
Right.
What?
We know it'll affect a real bullet, real guns, so no reason why it wouldn't. But anyway, cool. Carl, did you have any more?
Actually, I do. I have one left.
Okay.
And I'm not including this in my new endeavor thing.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't count as that, but I've never shot an air gun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Carl.
Never shot one. So which means I have to drive down there to do this.
We'll go take you to Utah Air Guns and sit on there. They'll let you shoot anything you want.
I would like to try it. I'm kind of excited about it.
Because they're like drug dealers.
They are. Hey, try my personal gun. I'll let you. How much does that cost?
This one looks fancy.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
No, it's cool though. Like,
I know how the game goes.
Right.
I've played this game.
Right.
Even that cheap pistol, the Bandit, I was like asking about it, and then they're like, hey, they grab it and say, hey, you want to just try a few shots? It's like, yeah. And then I walked out with one. So they are like drug dealers.
Which starts another game. I mean, that game starts a whole nother game of Sneak It Past the Wife, which is the funnest game to play.
Until you get caught.
Yeah. Well, this has been in the safe forever, honey. What are you talking about? There's still a tag on it. I never take those off.
Dude, you bring it home without taking the tag off?
No.
Amateur.
No, that's a joke. We know I'm good at this game.
He's got a drawer full of tags that
I'm just worried that she'll try to sell. If everything ever happens to me, that she'll try to sell the guns for what I told her I paid for them.
Well, and I will be first in that line.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that.
Oh no, 300? No, those are like $12. That's
300. What? That's caca. No.
That's a high point, not a Beretta, not a Glock. That's a high point. It's only worth maybe $75. Carl told me he loves high points, and that's all he bought. So I'll take all the high points that you have for $75 each. You've got great friends.
Yeah. Oh, I know. There will be a lot of them. Hey, I lent this to him. This was actually mine. I lent it to him. All y'all are creeps. How's that?
Cool. Well, should we wrap things up?
Yeah,
I think we're done.
I think I can concur.
I would like to know, let's get some listener feedback. What are you guys, any New Year's resolutions that are worth us talking about?
What kind of goals do you have for shooting and reloading and all that stuff this year? Let us know. Send us a message at email at concealedtacodudes@gmail.com. Let us know what your goals, how you plan to improve in 2021, whether it's guns or preparedness.
Yeah, I think preparedness better be on your mind for 2021. 2020 was so weird.
2021 is like it's starting with the wrong bang.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Until next time, guys. Stay safe. Have fun.
And be nice.
And take someone's shit.
All right.
Okay, that too.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Thanks,
Carl. You got to run.
Yeah, it was in my drawer. Okay. I'll rub a dryer, whatever fabric softener thing on it.
No, the pine car air fresheners are better.
Yes. Well, the shirt's been in my drawer for almost a year and I haven't used it. So, Okay.
Yeah, it's weird why it's clean, but then they start smelling funny. Like if you don't wear it in a while.
Yeah.
Same with like sheets. You you wash a pair of sheets and you throw it in the closet and then come back because a visitor comes and you pull it out and it stinks like weird staleness.
You guys must have lots more clothes than I do.
No, we just change our sheets, Jason.